But now the politics side of it has taken us to 1.2 billion church. My friend, the question is, do we need church in State House?
Yeah. It is.
What will happen to other faiths?
Welcome, everybody. We are here again at AMJ Media. I'm your host, Sam, and with my amazing co-host, Hafid. So today we have a very hot topic that we want to discuss. Actually, there are like two. So our newspapers are, all of them, they are talking about the 1.2 billion controversial church that is being constructed at State House. What do you think about it, my viewers? And Hafid, unaoneleaje a church being constructed on State House, a public land, by a president? Yeah. What do you think about it?
Thank you, my co-host. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, our viewers. This is AMJ Media, sorry. And we are discussing, as introduced by my co-host, a very emotive topic that is making the headlines on all magazines and news outlets in this Kenya.
Yeah.
And that is the 1.2 billion mega church suggested by President William Ruto. And not only suggesting,
it is already,
but saying he should and he must have to
actually
construct.
they are constructing it right now.
Yeah, the designs and whatever are out, and it's worth 1.2 billion. Kenyans, it is 1.2 billion, not million, not 100.
Yeah.
1.2 billion. And the guy said it will have a capacity of 8,000 seats.
Yes.
A capacity of 8,000 seats.
Yes.
Okay. So the question is this faith or it's an outreach? It's an overreach? That is our question, basically.
Yeah.
Is it faith?
Mm-hmm.
Is President Ruto doing this in line with his faith?
His faith.
Or is it an overreach of power?
Yeah. Just because he has the power,
the power,
he has the control right now, and
so,
he is a Christian, he can do whatever he wants.
Fine. President Ruto being Christian is his choice, and we respect the religious aspect.
Yes.
At his personal level.
Yeah.
Freedom of worship is guaranteed in our constitution.
Yes.
For anyone to worship the way they feel like and freely.
For sure.
And we respect that right of him as a person.
Yeah.
The question is, why church? Why this mega church of 8,000 seats?
Yeah.
And to make it extremely worse, it's not just church, because nobody is speaking of those other good churches around. The churches are everywhere. Yeah. And it's built every day.
Yes.
Some are even more costly than 1.2.
Yeah.
Some can even cost billions.
Yeah, for sure.
But we don't speak of that one.
We don't. But
now it is a presidency.
Yeah. This one
is a state
has been made on a public land.
Let's take at least some few steps back. What is State House? We all know that State House is a public property.
Yeah, it's a public office.
It's a public property entirely. It's an administrative and presidential residence.
Yes, for sure.
The first church, the first roof of a church was built in 1907. If that is according to the history.
Okay.
State House itself was built in 1907 as a governor's residence by then for colonial. For our colonialists.
Yes.
The colonial period.
Yeah.
As a governor's residence. So post-independence, after we gained our independence in 1963, it's changed from the governor's residence to State House. That is an administrative and presidential residence. So we are having a prayer center, a small church, built by colonies those time.
Yes.
Because successively, most of the presidents and all of our presidents have been Christians.
Yeah.
And nobody is having question over it.
Yes.
And they have their families.
Yeah.
So they should have somewhere to pray. We respect that one.
Yeah.
Nobody has ever spoke of why do we have only that small church in the State House.
Yeah.
because everybody understands.
Even the size of the building doesn't really matter a lot.
But now
8,000.
coming to President Ruto, my friend, faith against church. We have known President Ruto for his religious games, being friendly to churches, going to prayers every time. And we respect that one if it is worship. But now the politics side of it has taken us to 1.2 billion church. My friend, the question is, do we need church in State House?
It is.
What will happen to other faiths? So tomorrow, assuming I become president of this republic,
you also do.
So I'll do a mosque, 2.5 billion mosque
in State House.
Another Khan or Samir or whoever Hindu become our president. A temple is built there. An atheist or somewhere else with other religious denomination comes, they will build. So what are we doing? What is President Ruto doing?
Is it a priority?
And why is it so important?
As a people.
And why is it so important at this stage, having 1.2 billion against public outcry? You have seen this one as elicited a debate. Public outcry. Civil societies are condemning. Oppositions are condemning. It is put in a way that it is even against the law. Let's come to Kenya as a democracy. Kenya is known as a secular state. It's not a religious state. It's not a religious state. We cannot say this is a Muslim state or a Christian state or a Hindu state. It's a secular. So which means by doing this, president himself is going against the constitution itself.
Also, you are discriminating the certain faith.
Yes.
Other faiths.
Other faith will feel okay. So we should also fight to be president so that we can build,
prioritize our religion.
My friend, we are talking of unemployment. We are talking of
lack of
hardship. That is the life itself.
Classes. Some places don't have
this 1.2 billion.
Have roof.
This 1.2 billion can build as many class as CBC class as possible. Sure. We are transiting to grade 10 in the next year. And imagine some schools don't even have grade 5, grade 6 classrooms. People are congested. We are talking of how many millions of youth unemployed. We are talking of the city that's not even being set in a city way. Rivers, we have garbages everywhere. And then someone is coming up with a child
1.2 billion
that possibly every Saturday he will be out praying in different churches every Saturday. Who will use this church?
Anasema hiyo church inafaa kuwa actually the essence of it. Unaona how the staffs that are
working in the State House. We have all religion, all kind of categories of faith in a State House.
Those are the people that are going to be worshiping.
So will they all pray in that church? The Hindus who are there, the Muslims who are there.
To understand.
And what we all understand properly is that presidency, not the president, not the persona of William Ruto. Presidency is a symbol of national unity.
It's a national unity.
Presidency is what should unite all faiths, the Christians, the Muslim, Hindus, and any other denominations of faith that we have in this country. So now that the president is saying, not only saying, but defiantly so, saying that he will not ask for permission from. Now let's get to the nitty-gritties of that 1.2 billion. President, we heard him say that he will use his own money. 1.2 billion, your own money, in a church that you will pray maybe possibly 2 years, because we are hearing the chant of one term, or ikienda sana 10 years is what he will. So what is this 1.2 billion worth means to him? He said, I'll fund it myself. I'll use my own money. That's why I will not ask for permission from anybody. You'll ask for permission from everybody because it is our property. State House is our property.
It is a public land.
It's a public place. It's a symbol of national unity. It's the only thing that we know as an administrative center of the presidency. So if you say, I'll use my 1.2 billion, why can't Ruto use that 1.2 billion of his, at least building a bridge somewhere in Bungoma, somewhere in northern side, anywhere in this country? Why can't he use that 1.2 billion, put it in the university funding model? At least it will help some students to go through. Why can't he put this 1.2 billion into something of priority? E-hub for the young ones who are coming.
To buy computers,
a center for these people. Why can't he even put it in a loan, at least give it to different youth groups or women groups to support them with this 1.2 billion?
Sure.
Why charge? So I think what we are seeing is not only faith. It's not only faith. We don't have an issue with church being built. If he can use this 1.2 billion to build a church, and if he must, I think we have enough land in this republic where he can go and build this 1.2 billion church in North Horr, that is in Marsabit, or in Siaya, or in Limuru here, anywhere he feels like. State House, 1.2. And what we will ask now as Kenyans, are Parliament aware of this 1.2 billion? Because any public asset,
they are not supposed to know, because he's saying that this 1.2 billion is coming out of his pocket.
The
so
land?
Not ask anyone for permission. The church that was in the State House is built out of roofing sheets, mabati. So I have to revamp it and build a modern church. And we have seen it. It's a very big church.
So if tomorrow he wakes up and says we'll put the whole ICC as a mosque.
I'm not I don't want to be in the side of Ruto.
Okay.
Let's say you are the president right now. Would you have been, and you're a Muslim, and you see the kind of mosque that is built in that State House, in that residence, would you facilitate your resources to build a mega mosque for
Muslims?
For state?
I will not do it in a public land.
You will do it.
I can do a mosque wherever I feel like it's needed, whether it is in Kibra, whether it is anywhere. But let's come.
These are public space.
Let's put it this way.
This is somewhere where leaders from, let's say, we have seen the prince coming to the king also. Kim from London was here just the other day, right?
Okay.
Where will he come and pray?
Okay. Yeah? So if we put that,
the king of Saudi Arabia akikuja pale State House, well, where will that
so if we take that route,
the Saudi king,
so if we take that route,
where will you, where will have it?
If we'll take that thinking, then I'll have to build a temple for the Indians, because I'll also have high commissions visiting there.
Yeah.
The Indian Prime Minister or whoever, the Modis of this world. So I'll have to build a temple for them.
Yeah.
So the Saudis and the Middle East and whatever the UAEs, the Dubai teams will come, they will need mosque.
Yeah, they will need a mosque.
The popes and the other Christian dignitaries will come, and I will have church.
Yeah, you'll have.
So what am I turning this State House into? Is it a prayer center?
I'm saying it's okay to build these spaces. But now the capacity of 8,000 people, it is the issue. That is a very mega church. Mbona asijenge, let's say 1,000 for the Christian, or 1,000 or 2,000 for the Christian, 2,000 for the Muslim, 2,000 for the Hindus.
But to me,
that it can be all inclusive.
But to me, that is not even a national unity. To me,
what is
if you are to divide people on that basis of religion, we have mosque, we have church, we have whatever, and what we are talking of is a State House. That is
left aside.
Now,
the other.
Now that is what is bringing the spark.
Yeah.
That number one, President is going against Article 8 of the Constitution.
Yes. Article
8 of the Constitution of Kenya states that Kenya, there shall be no state religion.
Yeah.
Kenya remains a secular state, governed by a secular law. He's going against that one, number one.
He's building a mega church.
Number two, Kenya, we are having mega other problems that will need that 1.2 billion. Other priorities. There are those who don't have water, electricity, some don't have road, some
we have seen about our rivers out here.
The rivers here being dirty. The city looks like it's not even the capital city of the republic. And then now you are coming and telling us around the State House, there are how many churches? Just around within that town.
Around Nairobi.
There are millions of churches.
Around Nairobi,
We are not having what do you call a constraint or a less place to worship. We are having enough mosques in this republic. We are having enough churches. So this 1.2, if he was to be that good as he's saying, that he is very generous and azatoa hiyo 1.2 si kitu kwake ni za pocket change. Jamani, hata si tunataka tu ile 2 side, achana na hiyo 1 billion.
Unataka tu hiyo 2.
Hiyo 2 million tu. Hata si kwa mingi. Kuna watu wengi hiyo ingewasaidia tena sana. Ama tuite tumwambie tumpange proper.
Tumpange pole.
Vile ile pesa hiyo pesa itaenda. Juu watu chache zenyewe zenye zimejengwa na misikiti zenyewe watu hata hawaendi because of their own issues. Now you are bringing up, but we are not even getting into the church or what it will do or who will pray. The problem is, why now? When we have all kind of problems. Why use all this money? When it can, when there are capitations to schools are low, imekatwa zile pesa zinafaa kwenda kwa shule zilikatwa, madarasa hazijengwi, SHA ndio hii it is in a mess. Don't even know if it's operational or not. Some hospitals zenye zilijengwa 1980s hazina dawa.
Unaona mabarabara bado kuna mabarabara zijengwe.
Barabara zingine zilikuwa zinajengwa tangu tuzeliwe na mpaka sasa zinaendelea. This 1.2 ingesaidia mahali mingi tena sana.
It's a crazy Kenya.
But now, against all odds, against all public outcry, the civil societies, the oppositions telling him, you are doing something fine. Building a church is something honorable. It's something good.
It's something that even you'll be saying, ama nataka kusemanga ati pia mimi I did something for the country.
But kuna kitu watu usahau. Church ni ya Mungu. Okay? Imagine unatujengea nyumba ya Mungu, okay? Ili ufurahishe Mungu according to you. Na kuna mtu akona njaa hata hajakula. Huyo angekula ndio Mungu angefurahi zaidi, ama ungejenga nyumba ndio Mungu afurahi zaidi? Kuna mtu hana kazi, kuna mtu ako kwa hospitali ameshindwa kulipa bills. Kuna graduates wamesoma na wako tu. Kuna
amekosa school fees na high school.
Kuna watu wanafanya kazi zenye hata hawajazisomea just because waliambiwa kazi yenye iko ni ya kujenga. Ni kazi mtaani kufagia baba.
Kazi mtaani ya
na hata kazi mtaani yenyewe hatujaiona. Tunge watu wangefanya lakini hakuna. Hii 1.2 billion bro yenye ingesaidia hii nchi iendelee. Na kama ni sadaka alikuwa anasema anataka kutoa hii because alisema atatoa kwa mfuko yake from his own, akori charge kwanza 1.2 billion kutoa sadaka ni billion ndugu. Unajua billion?
Billion si nimekuambia ni like 1000 million.
Sijui ni nani alisema hiyo bilioni yenye mnaongelea ingewekwa 1000 hivi tu 1000 ipangwe kutoka hapa Nairobi. Alisema inatufikisha Voi. Hiyo ikipangwa. Na ndio hii mtu anasema hii church. Na unataka kuniambia kuna watu 8000 kwa State House wenye wanafanya ama ni nini? Ile hata ndogo yenye sasa iko hatujaona ikija. Hii inaelekea ikienda wapi? Alafu akimaliza term zake atakuja kuvunja juni yake ama atakuja kusali ndani.
We don't know what will do.
Juni yake amejenga na pesa yake. So in case malizane na terms zake, whether ni 2 term, ni 1 term or even half term, whichever, akimalizana nayo atakuja kubomoa yake, atakuja kusali ndani.
Anasema sasa hiyo sasa itakuwa a national symbol yenye sasa yeye mwenyewe ni atakuwa pale ni alijenga.
A national symbol na ni ya one faith. A national symbol na ni ya one faith. What it will create is a national division. It's not even national unity. Dini in general. If you make now State House like it's a prayer or a worship center, what if other faiths come to play? They are atheists. They are atheists. They are pagans, those who don't even have religion. Like they're just there.
Don't go to church.
So what are you telling them? What are you telling them? Where are they in this setup? The 2,000 for Muslims, the 2,000 for Hindus, and for the Christians.
No, they are not believers.
Where are the atheists?
These people are not believers. They don't have a place they can say that they go.
That is why we call State House a public property and a national symbol for atheists, for pagans, for Christians, and for Muslims.
When you are constructing your house, will you set aside a space, a room, yenye utasema hii space, these are special space that I'm going to be coming to pray?
For us as Muslims, I think to us it is good, but I'm not sure if it is good to everyone.
It is good.
We are encouraged to go to mosque. We are not even encouraged to set up a place in your house to pray.
You're not encouraged.
You're not encouraged. Because the moment you have a space to pray in your house, now you will leave the mosque, you'll all as a family pray in that space.
Okay.
Who will go to mosque? For us, all men, it's compulsory upon you to go to mosque. Okay? So hakuna space kama hiyo. Ni mama na watoto wasichana wale wadogo wanasali anywhere, any space yenye watapata, hata kama watasongesha hii kitu hivi waombe hapo.
Bora ni clean.
Sote tunajua Mungu anakusikia uwe wapi. Uko nje, ndani, kwa msikiti, uko space, hata ukuwe tu kwa matatu penye uko, God will hear you. Mungu hata angalia uko kwa building inakaaje, ile ya South B iko chonjo sana. Okay, iko ni ya 1.2 billion ama hata ile ya mabati ya Kibra, ile church ndogo yenye koko
kama ile yenye ilikuwa State House.
Mungu anasikia. So si lazima si lazima uambiane Mungu wenyewe. Hii nyumba yako acha tuweke. No. God will be much more happier hii 1.2 iende isaidie maskini somewhere than kuweka kwa nyumba,
ama utoe watoto wenye wako kwa street hapa Nairobi, ama hata
kuna hao kahaba, those who are doing commercial sex working. They are humans. Give them this 1.2, watu waingie
biashara.
Kuna wale maboda wenye kila mtu amehangaika na loans yalipa mdogo mdogo, uwasaidie kutoa hii. Kuna wale vijana wanataka kuanzisha biz hata kama ni kidogo kidogo hapa na pale, uwasaidie. Lakini hii unataka kupeana Mungu 1.2 billion na mja wake akona njaa. Hiyo hata ni kukasirisha Mungu. Okay, so we are saying Kenya is a secular. This is a bottom line. Kenya is a secular state. It's not a religious state. So President Ruto should not and shall not go against that constitutional principle that we have no state religion. And he should not bring that kind of dictatorship where he feels, no, because I'm the president, I do whatever I want. You cannot do whatever you want with the public property.
You cannot.
Ndio maana tumlituletea tunauza sijui wapi, JKA karibu iende KICC, hata hatujuka ilienda, lakini I hope iko tu.
Bomas pia nasikia bado kuna.
So if we leave this thing just to be because it is religion, because ni church, watu wasiongelee, this will create division.
We are talking about it, but already it is an ongoing thing. Foundation ishachimbwa, alafu nini na
haina shida, sisimame hata zile manyumba zote za affordable houses zinasimama.
Acha tuambie viewers, watuambie venye whatever they what do you think guys?
1.2 billion jameni inawekwa kwa church. Wangapi wanasema kama mimi hiyo kitu kidogo tupewe tufanye biashara kidogo hapa na pale. Wale wenye wanasema pia church jengwe, opinion inakubalika.
Tuambieni. Tell us. And diving into our next controversial topic, where did we go wrong as a country? Where did this start?
Okay.
What is bringing up all these things?
Political intolerance or goonism that we are seeing these days. People don't respect one another. People heckling people to an extent of even throwing a shoe at the president. Where did this started? This political intolerance, the intimidations, gagging the dissenting voice, or silencing the voice or other opinions. We understand from our history back Moi's era, though we are not in persons there, but we know according to history what Moi used to do to the dissenting voice. The intimidations, the arrests, the persecutions, the killings. So this thing hasn't started yesterday with Bungoma or with President Ruto. It's something that has been there. Political assassinations. The security agencies or the government agencies being manipulated, being used for other reasons, to silence oppositions, to silence the civil societies, the rivals,
or their own personal
or their own, for their own. This thing has been going, and we understand from back as early as 63s to 72s. We understand how this thing used to be done. Then come to this democratic space. By then we were not as democratic as we are currently. From the Kanu era of a single party to the fight, detention of Brailas, the Orengos, and the team, those who are fighting for multi-party democracy.
Kibaki was there also.
Those who are political intolerance. People never had that patience that, okay, let's get other people's opinion. Let's also inculcate what do you call the public opinion into governance. That has been happening. But now
entirely up to the leaders, up to the president to make decisions.
Now bring it to 2005 referendum, the orange, the machungwas and whatever, the detentions, the killings. By then, to an extent of now, every election cycle violence, election violence of 2007, 2008, all are political intolerance. Leaders not tolerating opinions of opposition, opinions of other people, the critics, opinions of the civil societies.
The young people.
But now we are in a space where we call ourselves one of the most democratically grown republic. We have the constitution that guarantees.
But constitution squeeze hata sioni kama inafanya.
We have a constitution that guarantees freedom of expression, freedom of association, freedom of movement. All are enshrined in our constitution. Okay, freedom of speech. It is granted. So if you want to take us back, and it's all done by political leaders.
The other day.
And it's cross-cutting. It's not only from the opposition or from the government. All are using same. When you feel like some here is not in term with your opinion or your ideology, now I will use my own means, whether it is by hiring goons, whether it is political persecutions, I will taint your name, I will make sure you have cases in court, whichever means I can use to make sure you are silenced, right? But bring it that one against our democracy. Where are we heading? What's this democracy? What is this constitution? How is it helpful? If you are not granted your rights that are enshrined in a constitution, if you cannot freely move, if Gachagua today cannot move from here to Rift Valley just because he's a Kikuyu, if Ruto cannot go to Northern because he's a Kalenjin, if Mudavadi cannot go to Coast because he's I don't know who, where is the democracy?
Where is the democracy?
If you cannot protest as a young people, you cannot speak up. You cannot voice your own opinion. And all are granted. And we say we are a grown democracy. We have laws that guide us. There are freedoms, all type of freedoms. You can associate with anyone you feel like, whether it is from opposition or from the government, young or old, whichever. So whatever is happening is something that has been there, the political intolerance. We have been seeing it all along. Bring it to 2013. Now it is morphing into something completely different. We used to know it's only political leaders that are arrested when they have different opinion or positions, but now it's coming to public. You can no longer write anything on Twitter space. You'll be arrested, you'll be abducted, you'll be intimidated. So what is happening to our democracy? Where are we heading? What's the future of our democracy? What do you think? Why do you need to have goons instead of dialogue? Instead of understanding others' opinion? What do you think is bringing this intolerance to us? Let us the Bungoma issue, in which, as you have rightfully said, the Speaker of the National Assembly is alleged, though we cannot prove, we are not sure of it, but the allegation, the story has it that he's the one who.
The opposition are saying that he's the one who sponsors those people.
It's allegation.
Yeah?
It's allegation that we cannot still.
Not only in him, even we saw the other day, people came out speaking against the goons that were sent the other day in Maandamano.
Yes.
Yeah? Sakaja himself was allegedly
the one who
implicated with that whole goonism.
Yes.
He sent some people to come and beat up the young people that were protesting.
And it is in a full glare of media. We have been seeing them
media
with crude weapons,
and also
rungus and machetes.
The media itself, the media itself was shut down just the other day when we were having the protest. The protest. Where are we as a country? Like literally, we are wondering, where is the freedom as a country? Because this system has been hereditary.
They have been inheriting the same system, the same model of politics
from Moi's time
to this date.
Into this date, abductions, killings,
in 21st century.
Yeah, in 21st century.
And our democracy, we say we're growing.
Speak out rightfully in their social media, or even they cannot even protest like normal Kenyans.
I think to wrap it up on this, I will only say our democracy is at stake. Mm-hmm. We cannot say we are democratic enough, because if you speak up and you are arrested, if you say your dissenting opinion to the government that is leading you, and you're being harassed, intimidated. If opposition leaders cannot move from one place to the other freely, as enshrined in the Constitution, if they cannot associate with others, if opposition leaders cannot allow the government leaders also to come to their places, because it's vice versa. It's all
because you are the king
of that region. Yeah. Our democracy of Kiambu, of Northern, wherever you are.
Of Siaya.
So I think our democracy is at stake
politically,
and we call upon the police first, because they're the ones who are keeping law and order, to make sure anybody, whether they are leaders, whether they are young people, whoever they are, regardless of their status, anybody who is a threat to our democracy, anybody who is seen violating other person's right, should not be abducted and killed, but should be arrested, taken to court, and the due process of the law followed. And we also call upon church leaders, religious leaders, to speak out, to talk to people, that we only have this country. We only have this country.
You should literally speak to these leaders and address them face to face.
You're
not radicalized. You are not radicalizing your community or your churches.
I'm pleased with the way these days churches do speak out. Some
like literally, I saw a Catholic church returning some money to the president.
Now
you don't need your 2 million.
They should take up the space.
Yeah.
Give the civil. We all have civic duty as Kenyans. Yeah. This is our country. Especially for us who are looking at the future.
Yes.
Not the elders who are now going down.
Yes.
Our democracy should never be tampered with.
Our constitution
should be adhered to the latter.
Yes.
And anybody who wants to associate himself with anyone, you don't want Rigathi Gachagua, You don't like Ruto. You don't want Mudavadi and the rest of the team. Use a constitutional means.
Way to
They are all
address them.
Kenyans. They are all Kenyans.
Yeah,
For heaven's sake. They have friends and families.
yeah.
Just like you. I think my bottom line advice to everyone is don't do whatever you will not want to be done to. Anything that you will feel is wrong to you, don't do it to others.
To the other person.
And government should tolerate other people's opinion. The dissenting voice is not the enemy voice. Listen, it will help you grow. It will help you at least leave this 1.2 billion you are using to do something better with it. So as we say, the country is a democratic space. Kenya will never grow in violence. Kenya will Goonism will never bring jobs. Goonism will never bring developmental agendas. Whoever they are, whether they are in government or in opposition, dialogue.
Yes, dialogue.
Listen to one another. Listen to the young, growing, dissenting voice. Guide them. Take them through. Don't use them as goons.
Yeah.
And to the youth of this republic,
don't agree to be used.
Don't agree to be used as a goon machine to settle political scores.
Agendas, political hypocrisy and agenda and no.
Tell anyone who is coming to you to give you 200 for you to go and attack another person. Tell him that 200 anunue mboga ya watoto wake arudi apike alale.
It is 1,000. Don't agree to be used like a politic machine.
I think we had come to the end of our show. Yeah. To all our viewers, you can comment, you can give your views on our tags, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and on our YouTube channels. We love you and thank you for viewing. Welcome, keep subscribing and keep following.
Let us grow maturely. That is our bottom line. Keep on subscribing to us and keep it locked to AMJ Media for more.
And we always do it MJ style.
Yes, for sure.
Where your voice leads.
Thank you, guys.